Our work session is ready to go. It is 11 o'clock, and this is in preparation for our Board of Aldermen meeting, our recess meeting of the 21st. And so with that, we have a presentation. Christiana Suggs is going to give us an update on the Hal Parker, that's not the right, Parker CDJR dealership developers agreement. That was the TIF that was approved back in 2015 for all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of us were here, but before all of us as we currently exist were around. So if you would do that.
Yes, good morning. I appreciate y'all's including me and the opportunity to speak to y'all. This is what we call a legacy project. It was approved in, as the mayor said, I believe 2015.
Actually, I was wrong. It was
2016.
16. 2016 to be specific.
This project has been around for a long time. It is the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership off the highway near the Walmart neighborhood market. And we have a 10-year window to build a certain amount of development. As originally contemplated, we thought that we would be building 2 dealerships, quick service restaurants, and maybe a gas station. And it looks like right now, based on delays from COVID and just the economy, we're going to be with simply 1 car dealership with another one coming in the next couple of years. And the developer has other plans for the balance of the lot. He did put in some infrastructure, and he's requesting the city now to give him a little bit more time to have the bonds issued. He understands because we have not fully developed the lot. The city can't continue to promise and agree to issue the full amount of the bond. So the request of the city is to give us a little more time, a year, and in turn, we reduce the amount of the bonds that we could get to not to exceed $1 million. Practically speaking, with this bond issuance, it'll probably be somewhere around maybe 900,000, maybe 800,000. We're not asking for an increase, we're asking for a decrease in about a year to get things in order so we can get a bank lined up to purchase the bonds to reimburse us for the road work.
So as it relates to the remainder of the property, that's the RV park. Does that
Yes,
take
ma'am.
up all the remainder of that property?
No, ma'am, it takes up a few acres on the, I'm not oriented.
West side.
On the west side, and then the other car dealership will eventually relocate, we're just not sure when. So this tip is able to be fully supported. The request to decrease it to not to exceed $1 million by the ad valorem taxes and the sales taxes from the current dealership, and any other revenues generated from the balance of the development of the project will just go into the city and county's general funds, because any bonds that can be issued right now can be supported by the dealership.
Okay, and my recollection is the county has already seen this and approved it. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. They're aware it's coming. If the city is agreeable to giving us about another year to have the bonds issued, then we'll submit our requisition, which is the request for reimbursement. We've already gotten information from the Department of Revenue, and then we'll just go ahead and get this wrapped up.
Okay, Sister, did I see your?
I was just going to reinforce that it is a legacy project,
Yes.
and one of the good things that was part of that project is that the sizing of the bonds is based on 50% of the sales tax and 50% of the ad valorem taxes.
That's correct. That's a very good point. So really, what we're looking at, based on values I've gotten, I don't know why I took my glasses off. Based on values we've received from the tax assessor's office, it looks like the city's contribution that y'all had agreed to years ago would be about $14,000 in ad valorem taxes, about $25,000 from the county, and the city's sales tax rebates, which is 50% of what they're bringing in, about $48,000. Now, I do want to point out, since this project was the relocation of a dealership, there is a deduct from the revenues for existing sales. So this deal was set up understanding that the city was already making money from the dealership, and so we're not cutting into any of your general funds, if you will.
Any of our existing?
That's right.
Okay.
Any of your existing revenue.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, that you would have had the dealership stayed in the same place.
Okay. Where was the dealership before? We didn't have it, right?
I thought y'all did. Did I just conflate my projects?
No, it's a
You
brand.
did.
Just
I
kidding.
was gonna say, it's a
You
brand.
did.
That's a project that I have on the coast. We're rejecting $181,000.
Well, I know I've been around for a
Yeah.
while.
I don't want to interrupt, I was just.
Well.
But you were being so polite, it was a trap. Y'all failed, except for
Okay,
you
so
two.
it
So
is-
never mind.
it is a-
This is increased sales, new
Yes.
sales to the city, but it's only half of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, there we go, got it. All right, any other questions? I know you two gentlemen were around for
Y'all were,
this when it
yeah.
was
No,
going
I
on.
don't have any question, Mayor. I was, when she was saying all that, I didn't think that she was talking about here, but.
Yeah.
Well, please stop me next time.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Call out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, when when they come this way with the second car lot, is it to the south of the existing one now? Would it be
Yes, ma'am.
expansion to the south of the
Yes,
existing
ma'am.
one now where the white property is?
That's right. If the RV park is gonna be to the west, it'll be to the south.
Okay.
And there are always hopes that there will be another gas station or something there, but we understand the city cannot have this obligation of hanging out there forever. So if we could just get this extension and we could go ahead and have this small amount of the bonds, we will not return. for
Okay, and this
anything
does
else.
not require a public hearing, so this is on the agenda just under board action.
That's correct. This is a request to amend the contract, the development agreement that was entered into when the TIF was approved between the developer and the city. So there's no public hearing required.
Okay, all right, just wanted to be clear on that one, so. Any other questions, anything? Okay, all right, well, thank you very much for showing up for 5 minutes.
I love the city. I'm gonna go get some good food. I
Oh, well,
appreciate
good.
it.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that, so some of that
Thank you for
sales
having
tax
me.
can stay right here.
That's right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. All right, with that in mind, guys, we actually have a fairly short agenda, I believe. So we will get to the agenda items. We have a set of minutes. Mr. Huskinson, you've looked at those? And
Yes, ma'am.
all is good. Ms. McCorn, you're good with those? Do we have consent for those? Okay. And then we've got employee introductions, and I have no idea what might happen between then. Although we do have the Cotton District Arts Festival this weekend, which should be a lot of fun, and it's about time for us to get that one back and rolling. I'm looking forward to that one. Should have some nice weather to enjoy it. Anything anybody wants to highlight as it relates to that? Mr. Kim, don't you have energy workshops coming up?
Yes, ma'am, it'll be the, not next week, but the following. We have a graphic we can share with the board, of
Okay.
all the publicly invited events.
Okay, all right, I'll try to remember to talk about those, okay. No public appearances. We do have a public hearing, which is going to be 45 Lakeside Drive. That'll be a dilapidated structure for consideration, and obviously that's a public hearing, so we won't be taking that up from a consent perspective. And I'm assuming, and there you are, nothing to share as it relates to those at this point in time. It'll just be under the public hearing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, nothing special about it. Okay, and here we do have why Christiana Suggs was here, was the amended and restated development reimbursement agreement. Any issues with putting that one on consent? Anyone? No? Yes, sir. Consent for that one? Okay. And then we have the Miss Hospitality. We do this pretty much every year. And so consent for that one? All right, thank you. And then under engineering, Cody, are you dealing with this one? All right. All right, Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Would you like to share anything about this? In fact, why don't you tell us a little bit about the project?
So the Brush Arbor, the garden club came to us with a grant opportunity that Lyle, with the planning department helped us with. So we've got 2 different grants with this. One of them is the America 250. And then the other one is the North Mississippi Hills Heritage Trust. So those 2 different funding sources there. We've designed it all in-house. Actually, our co-op was the heavy lifter on there, so we were able to do that and save the design fees. We did it with in-house personnel on it. We've got it ready to design, or it's ready to go out for construction now. One thing's remaining is we're working through the signage language with everybody with MSU, and it's a whole partnership as far as the grant goes.
Okay, so is the design, I've not looked at the e-packet, is the design in the e-packet?
We did not, I don't think there, but I can send it out for everybody.
Okay, would you do that, please?
And then, actually, Daniel did a rendering for us, so we can show you the rendering, and
Okay.
it's close to it. So
Okay.
pretty much across the front of Brush Arbor, it's doing 18-inch, 24-inch seat wall. So that way that slope right now that's hard to maintain and mow, it'll be brought up, and then it'll have the signage across the front for there, and then steps towards the Commodore Bob's end of it to where you'd be able to go into the cemetery that way. So kind of taking the same design elements that are Odd Fellows at Fellowship and Russell, so kind of taking that same look and being able to do this and highlight the cemetery, and then we'll have the signage that talks about everybody that's buried there.
Okay, Mr. Howland, would you mind sending that to Ms. McLaurin, and let's drop that into the e-packet for,
Sure.
I think that'd be cool,
That's
it'd
what
be a
we're
good
doing.
reference. Okay, thank you.
What you said the total of both the grants was? What the total of both the grants was?
I think it's 20 on one and 30 on the other, I believe.
35 total.
Okay, 35 total, so it's what the
20
total
total.
rate.
So 35,000. That should be a nice, that should be able to give us a good entrance to it.
Well, that's the grants, it's gonna be over 100 to do everything,
Yeah.
to do it right.
Well, and we've got some cemetery funding, so.
Well, however we split the other piece of it, and then it also, what this is doing is, it's also connecting the downtown to campus, so it's another, it hits several different projects for us,
Yeah.
and trying initiatives for it.
Okay, all right, good deal. Thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. Consent for that, okay. We'll skip the claims docket. March financials, anything in particular about the March financials, Mr. Cole? Consent for that one. And then this is the acknowledgement, this new thing that we need to do monthly. It's acknowledgement of the privilege licenses issued, so consent for that. All right, then under HR, we have participating with the SOCSD 21st Century Grant internships, which we're there she is down there. Talk a little bit about that, because I think that's a great program.
That's the program for students at Starkville High School that are juniors and seniors to participate this summer from June to July 31st, and they will be able to work 20 hours per week up to the end of July 31st.
And how many do we anticipate? Do we have room for X number, or?
We can take as many as they will allow, but as of now, we're already planning for 3, 1 for fire and 2 for clerical roles.
Okay, all right.
What departments on this clerk?
Fire and clerical.
The HR area for the city reception, city hall reception.
Yes, ma'am.
In the board packet, it noted that they'd be, that the schools will reimburse us $10 an hour toward these, and that there's some opportunity for that to cover their wages and the small bit of benefits, the social security tax, that sort of thing. I'd like to propose that we pay these students the full 10 hours and $10 an hour, and the city pick up the extra $1 or $2 per hour for those benefits. If we're talking about 3 people,
It may be 5 because the utilities have the warehousing opportunity as well.
and that would come from a different fund, but it won't be material. And so I think it would give them a better wage and make us more of a partner with it.
Okay.
You need to amend that?
Well,
What we'll do is Stacy can readjust the cover sheet and reflect it that way, and then we'll put that back in the e-packet.
Okay.
So,
the cover sheet actually reads at the maximum rate of $11 an hour, but it says the high school reimburse up to 15.
That's one. The other one is, there's 2. There's
Okay, you're talking about okay.
Yeah.
The project piece, this is what was supposed to be pulled out of it, right? On the project piece.
yeah, the other,
Okay.
yes.
Looking at the wrong one.
So you can reflect that in the e-packet, but we can still put that on consent with that element added to it. Does that work?
Right.
Okay, good with that? All righty. And then we have hiring, okay, Ryan Long? Ryan, okay, as observed police officer and Riley Sanford's animal control. So, and then promoting Mercedes as the lead animal control officer. Consent for that one? Okay. Sanitation department, this is the engineering services for the closure of the landfill. Mr. Cunningham sent me that and said that they are ready, and it's been, as y'all know, it's been on and on, it's been a minute, so ready to begin that process. So consent for that one? Okay. And then utilities, Mr. Kim, you want to share here?
Sure. First item is for a change order for the current project going on at the wastewater treatment plant. MDQ allowed us to alter the sludge handling for oxidation ditch number 2.
From what to what?
It was previously we had that actually treated like a biosolid, had polymer, dewater it, transport it to a facility. They're allowing us to do on-site disposal of it. So that'll be much more favorable from not only a cost standpoint, but also from a time standpoint.
Okay.
So ultimately, we'll see a cost savings at the very end of the project when we get dug out the original way that the project was going to be handling the sludge. The other thing that we did in this change order is we removed some of the asphalt paving that was included in the original project, and we're simply pushing that to the end of the second project because it will get a lot of heavy construction, not likely damage while we're doing the head works project. So we're just taking it out of this contract and we'll be doing it in the second.
Okay, is the sludge something we'll be drying and using at the facility, or is?
No, No, it will be land applied at an open area out in the wastewater treatment plant in accordance with the NDQ requirements.
Okay, all right, so consent for that one, okay? And then we haven't gotten the low bids, when does that come in?
It opens Tuesday morning.
Okay, so we'll be getting that, so we'll just leave that one as is and fill in the blanks for taking that up on Tuesday. Okay. Rotary lobe air blower, help me out here.
Some old equipment from water treatment facilities that are no longer needed.
Okay, all right, consent for that one. And then the low quote from Magnolia Pump,
This is pump number 3 at our influence station that needs to be rebuilt. It's currently inoperable.
inoperable?
Inoperable.
Okay, it's not limping along, it's
No,
inoperable.
it's inoperable, and this is
Okay.
the lowest of the two quotes.
Okay, how long is the repair time? Do you know?
Probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Consent for that one? Okay. Authorization to accept best quote from Lewis Electric, placement of the traffic, oh, yes. Okay, so I'm assuming that there's insurance that goes with all of this and it'll be reimbursed to us?
We will be pursuing the insurance,
Okay.
to pay for the replacement, not only of this piece of equipment, but all the other components as well.
Okay, all right.
This is something we did not have in stock, and it's not our source supply.
Okay, this isn't something that MDOT has? As part of, that's not part of their equipment?
It will be our responsibility.
Okay, all right, consent for that?
Responsibility.
I'm sorry, okay, yes. And then the fair housing resolution for CDBG?
Correct.
This is one of those check the boxes.
It is, it
Okay.
is. It's, you know, Congress appropriates money to HUD. HUD is a big proponent of the Fair Housing Act.
Sure.
Which prohibits discriminations. And they're asking that the city, also support that in the form of a resolution. And April is Fair Housing Month, so we're asking you to proclaim April as Fair.
I actually think I've already done that, or I've had a request for that, and I've got it in the queue. I can't remember which, because I think I received it this week. And so I'm not remembering, but yes, I will absolutely do that. And are there not, with these projects, do we not have like 3 or 4 different things that you have to put on the agenda for us to approve?
Yes.
So there are more forthcoming?
There are more forthcoming.
Okay, we can't do them all at the same time.
We'll get the next one at, we'll wrap that up at your next board
For the
meeting.
May meeting? Okay, all right, so consent for that one, and I'll make myself a note on the fair housing issue. Okay. And that will take us to the end of our agenda, at least as it relates to open session, depending on, well, not depending on, but we'll go into executive session. There's litigation. I want Mr. Huskisson to bring everyone up to speed on various litigation matters that are going on, not the least of which is EOWD. And then we've got personnel matter, and then we'll come out and take up the human resources matter. That work for everybody? Okay, all right. Well, it was a quick one. So we will look forward to having a good weekend. See everybody at the Cotton District Arts Festival, and thank you so much.